See? Is this a sign of things to come when Cross clashes with Tommaso Ciampa?
This Sunday, special. Tick tock.
Hey everybody, what's up? Hope you are all well. Hope you all doing good. Hope you all staying safe. Welcome back to the War Report. Another episode with myself, Johnny, and of course I'm joined by Cyrus. Got a big show for you today. We got a lot of news for In the Trenches. We got a prediction show because this Sunday is NXT TakeOver in your house. Cyrus, how are you feeling, man? Or how are you staying up?
I've been better, and I think that could be said about a lot of people in this current climate. But I'm more or less confused because In Your House is on Sunday.
Yeah. Usually I'm used to having these things on Saturday.
Well, they've been moving TakeOver to Fridays, right? So that's also it's weird. Well, and plus I usually do stuff on Saturday, so I'm glad it got moved to Sunday.
Before we get into everything, how do you feel about the recent addition of crowd people in these NXT shows? Like, do you think that it enhances them? Do you think that it makes them you miss crowds?
It definitely changed the environment. Like, I know I cracked down on AEW doing it because everybody's mad close together in this COVID and all that. But it seems like people there, they got the plexiglass, keeping their fair distance. I guess you could call me a shill when I say it's presented better when they do it. But I'm not too far. I guess it helps. People are enjoying the shows a lot more. So who am I to say if I don't like it or not?
Yeah, the plexiglass is a little I think it's a cool touch. They got to get them some chairs though. Because they're standing for a full 2 hours.
Why don't they get chairs? That's so weird.
It's I'm gonna stand for these 2 hours.
Well, for NXT, they're still doing tape shows, right?
I think that they do 1 week live and then 1 week taped, and it just goes back and forth.
So maybe they're not standing as long as we think, but I do think it's weird that they didn't give them chairs.
Yeah, it's come on, man. You guys, I know for WrestleMania, you guys got a lot of those commemorative chairs.
Lying around. It doesn't even have to be folding chairs or anything, which I know they have because I see them every time.
It's Florida.
You get a look at the
you got
PC.
lawn chairs. They're opening stuff up, right? You go hit the IKEA, get a whole bunch of them.
You could just go to Walmart, get a bunch of chairs for $10, and then you straight.
Yeah, let them sit. I mean, then again, AEW, they're usually standing too. So
they usually stand at ringside, and then there would be some people in the back sitting. I remember Private Party were just standing there, sitting there in the back with a mask half on.
Man, so we got a lot of stuff for In the Trenches today. Let's start with item number 1, and this is from our old friends at TNA Wrestling, otherwise known as Impact Wrestling, a.k.a. the organization that will just not die.
Hey, man, damn, my old friend. Whatever criminal activity they do to get their money for these wrestlers, I don't want to be linked.
So, their Slammiversary pay-per-view is coming up. It's July 18th. How? Well, hey, listen, they are cracking. They got a show every single week. Apparently people watch it too. They have a pretty good women's division. Add in, I guess, Deonna Purrazzo. They actually have some solid people. But what is of note is the promo video. It showed flashes of Eric Young, Rusev, Anderson and Gallows, Rockstar Spud, which, I mean, we can negate that right off the bat now. Kurt Hawkins, Mike and Maria Kanellis, and EC3. So, going off of that, it said there was believe there was an Observer report saying that not NXT, Impact is looking to offer big money to kind of reshuffle their roster a little bit. So they are offering a lot of money, and apparently a lot of ex-WWE talent has been signed. How are you feeling about this overhaul?
How? Where, one month we'll hear that Impact is struggling to keep the lights on, and then we hear something like this, and I'm just like, how? I think if they pull this off, that would be really good for the brand, especially getting Rusev. I don't really care for Eric Young, but or EC3, but and the Rockstar Spud thing is negated. But I think the biggest acquisition there would be Rusev. That would be huge. Anderson and Gallows, they're funny dudes, I guess. They could do some funny stuff, and hopefully Impact allows them to do that. And then, hopefully they can rock on the brand.
Well, I mean, for what I read, Anthem, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. When they bought Access TV, it was like a 9-figure deal. I think Jericho came out and said that they offered him 7 figures to wrestle 4 matches, and then allegedly their top stars make around 6 figures. If it's kind of
maybe wrestling for Impact ain't all that bad, You're wondering when your 7 figure is going to come, but it's going to come.
And then allegedly, WWE is hiring a lot of people back. We're trying to hire people back, but with pay cuts. So, I mean, I think that if they pull a lot of these signings off, they're in the running for number 2, because when you get this overhaul of people, and then them trying to I guess build some bridges and work with maybe ROH and then NWA.
ROH is cooked.
Yeah, anyway, maybe trying to establish a little bit relations with New Japan, even though New Japan has not forgiven them for the Okada stuff. It's big. I mean, it's a big overall. It also depends on what they're going to do with them, because if Anderson and Gallows are there and they're just doing whatever, is this a really big splash as we think it is? But the fact that we have another player, another organization that has a lot of money, that's pretty big.
Yeah. In some shape or form, if Impact is doing good stuff with their new acquisitions, possible acquisitions, I'll hear about it, and I'll see videos and stuff like that. So if they do good work with Anderson and Gallows, then cool.
We'll see. We will definitely keep our eyes about that. Second item. Anytime we have a major NXT pay-per-view, there's always talk of people moving on. Allegedly, there are a lot of NXT stars in consideration for moving. Obviously, there's Dominik Dijakovic going to Raw. But 2 names that have been floating around is Io Shirai and Velveteen Dream. Now, I don't know if that is true, given on what can happen this weekend, especially with Velveteen Dream. That would kind of be a little... It would be a little weird, because all right, well, is Adam Cole going to stay there forever?
Yeah.
So
if anybody should move up, it's definitely him.
Yeah. So Io, Dream, and also Chelsea Green is also being discussed to move to the main roster. Right. So with those 3 names, other than Dom, because we've talked about Dom before, how are you feeling?
And it looks like it's happening. I'm glad I called it. Dominik Dijakovic to get called up. I'm a genius.
Nothing for him to do, though. There's nothing.
He could.
Well, I mean, there's nothing for him to do in NXT anymore. How many times is he going to fight Keith Lee?
Yeah, and I think that was really bad, just having him fight Keith Lee constantly, because now when you got another opponent, he lost, and he looked very uninteresting. It's cool for him to go to Raw. Chelsea Green, I'm pretty sure everybody knows how I really feel about that. What are you going to do with that? And also, what brand?
Okay, so Io Shirai, I think Raw. Well, I mean, if Nia keeps on hurting people, well, if Nia keeps on hurting people, they might need her.
Gonna change.
They might need her on Raw for just, but like wherever Io kind of moves, she's going to be a big part. So you can maybe have Io move to SmackDown to feud with Bayley, which would actually be really, really fire.
I feel like they might put her on Raw.
Yeah, have her feud. I guess her and Kari feud, or like team up against Asuka or something like that. That would be kind of crazy. But
that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind.
Velveteen Dream, he seems like a Raw guy to me.
He seems like somebody that should be clearing his recent allegations. But yeah, Raw guy. I can see him doing some cool stuff on SmackDown with in the Intercontinental title scene. Like maybe if Brian wants to work with him, we'll see like some really good stuff there. Brian seems to be supportive of a lot of the new guys that are coming up in wrestling, and I think Brian will be his savior.
I think, yeah, and Chelsea Green, I think she goes wherever Charlotte is going to be the most, and then they're just going to kind of like team up, and she kind of be like under Charlotte's wing or something like that.
So SmackDown.
Yep. Gotta give Bayley a raise. It's at the point where
gotta give Charlotte a raise, man. She's doing.
Yeah, but like look at the full roster other than like Sasha Banks and like Naomi on there.
These volunteer hours need to resonate in some money.
Yeah, like I said to y'all, like if I was Bayley, I would just go into Vince McMahon's office, sit down, and say I won't leave until you give me a raise, because she's been carrying SmackDown.
Yeah. But yeah, I would prefer to see other people, but it is what it is.
So our third item is about Adam Cole, the current NXT champion. Allegedly he has not signed a new contract. His deal allegedly is supposed to be up in August, and then there was comments from Road Dogg, who said that if he looked like Karrion Kross, he would be Universal Champion right now. Do you think that there's actually it's possible that Adam Cole leaves? I know the obvious place where people would think that he would go.
Yeah, AEW.
Yeah.
If he goes, I think that's a poor decision, because I think he's bigger than the Elite, you know? He doesn't really have to try to relive PWG over there. So, you know, he doesn't really need to. And I think, like, if he leaves, then what is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly or Roger Strong going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
I think about the days where, like, he joined the Bullet Club, and, like, before he left, he was supposed to, you know, that whole Cody storyline where they had the war within the Bullet Club? Yeah, he was feuding
with Kenny a little bit.
He was supposed to be...
Honor Rising.
Yeah, he was supposed to be... That was supposed to be the storyline for him until Cody came.
That would have been a class. Well, I guess till he left. That would have been a classic.
Yeah, but then he left. So, like... I just
bad talks.
I just think that it would be better served for him to either go, like, him and the Undisputed Era to go to Raw or SmackDown. There's more that he could do at the WWE than AEW at this point. AEW has, like, a lot of acquisitions that they need to figure out what to do with already. So if they keep on adding people, and, like, Adam Cole, like, no doubt, like, he's there. Like, obviously there's incentive because Britt is there and, like, his friends are there. But at the same time, like...
Man, fuck friends. You can know we already seen him pull up to the after parties and stuff. You ain't gotta sacrifice your bag over friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that WWE can offer him more. I think that there's definitely more dream matchups that he can have. Like, we saw him fight, you know, Daniel Bryan. He can have bangers with like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and like Drew Gulak and all these other people.
Nakamura.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do what you want to do, man.
Yeah,
but
I think he stays. I think he eventually stays.
I really don't see the purpose of him going there. Like, you can see your friends and your wife whenever, man. NXT is in Orlando.
You're in the
Britt
same
Baker
state,
ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Britt Baker gonna be around.
We'll talk about her in a little bit. Another thing. So, Linda Hogan tweeted out some rather racist stuff about Hooters. I'm not even going to repeat the tweet. I don't even know if I even found the tweet. But Tony Khan then promptly banned her and Hulk Hogan from any future AEW show. I have no idea that they would even go to one, especially like Linda Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
So, GCW representative AJ Gray promptly did a "this you" on him and said, "You have people on your active roster who echo that exact sentiment. This fake ass ban means nothing."
Yeah, it don't. That ban was just for internet points, you know, and especially him sprinkling Hulk Hogan in there like they're still together when they're not. She just has Hogan in the name still. I don't know why, but yeah, that ban don't mean nothing. I don't think she ever planned on going to shows, so it's whatever. But you know, everybody was just like, "Yeah, Tony Khan, go," or whatever. And then you know, he got his little points for the "I'm not moved here."
I mean, okay, and because WWE put out a statement, right? And they promptly, I called it. I'm like, this is going to be like a Tekken
backfire.
Yeah, this is going to be a Tekken combo juggle of this use on WWE. Like, they were going to catch heat. And rightfully so. Like, people did the whole, like, when Vince McMahon did the N-word, like, there was a slew of things that they did.
Yeah.
And I don't think with wrestling, there's really any company that has the moral high ground. You saw with Brandy wrote on her IG post. Cody was going down the Twitter rabbit hole to the point where like he was copping pleas, like saying like we're all inclusive, and then he said that like we had Scorpio Sky, like one of the first champions,
just started tokening everybody.
Yeah, which made things worse. Like to be honest, like if you look at AEW's makeup, right, most of the guys on Dark who are black have been jobbing. Like they've been job man. And then somebody that was in the comments, Pineapple Pete, they were just like, "Hey, but you had the match against Jericho," which went like 2 minutes. Yeah, Pineapple Pete caught Pineapple Judas elbow and was done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they did.
Yeah.
So it's weird when I feel like everybody kind of puts like these wrestling companies on a pedestal because it's a carny business. You know what I mean? Like everybody is problematic, and it's just that like. I feel like any figure like that is going to get dunked on. And Cody Rhodes did. Like, look at Jake Hager. He is manga as fuck. You know what I mean?
When he was going at that little girl that got the People of the Year or whatever, like, and nobody said nothing. And then people rightfully... challenged Tony Khan. It was just like, yeah, you did this, but what about Jericho saying all lives matter and then doubling down on that? Jake Hager going on his rant. Everybody can get a distant view.
No, it's just like I never get the whole all lives matter thing. We've said this ad nauseum. Like it's not people. Why? It's not people saying that.
It ain't about you.
Yeah, it's not. It's nobody's saying that all lives don't matter. It's just saying that black lives need to be included in that. Like, why? Like, when people say black lives matter, why is that racist? I didn't think that, like, people, like...
Or, like, why are you threatened by that?
It's just, like, people were saying, like, I say black lives matter, and, like, people like, nah, I disagree. Whoa. I'm like, what? Like, that, I'm just saying a simple thing. Like, when you say all lives matter, make sure you include Black lives. And it's just, I don't know.
And like the whole all lives matter thing is just dumb. It's silly and it's stupid. But yeah, Tony Khan doing that, trying to get brownie points with the internet. Yeah, that don't faze me. Rightfully so. Pineapple P and AJ Gray called him out. Rightfully so. And yeah, man, none of these companies are going to get brownie points from me. WWE releasing a statement, and it was just like, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, if you say nothing, then you look bad. But, they said something, and it was just like, hey, remember any screenshot from the Attitude Era?
Yeah, it was just, I was like, that was a bad, option that WWE had to make a statement. And, you know what I mean?
And honestly, I think, obviously, the WWE certainly has gotten a lot better since the Attitude Era.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I guess we could come to a spade of spades about that. But, AEW is still having these, issues that they really shouldn't have. Especially, as this all-inclusive, blah, 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 whatever they are company, that they've been marketing towards people with all their press conferences and stuff.
Well, it's just like that AEW Dynamite, that opening video they had. It was just like, we see you here, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, that is the most, it's like empty. For most companies, it's the most, standard
brand.
We passed this around the Slack before the show happened. We had to say something, statement, that you could say. So, I mean, we'll keep an eye on them. We'll see what they do, especially coming up for Firefest.
Yeah, and Cody did something else where he was just like, oh, we have, the only black woman in the highest, profession in the wrestling business. And it was just like, it's your wife, dog. It's absolutely nepotism. Let's not try to make it something that it's not.
I'm not going to say that she's not qualified. She's very if you look at her background,
let's call it what it is. It was nepotism.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I'm not for knocking her down in that way because she is qualified for that. But at the same time, her IG post, basically coming out against a lot of things. That's where you know what I mean. That's where I have an issue. People, if you are in a position of power and you are a black person, you should want to say things and kind of open up doors and make light to injustices and things of that.
No, people on Twitter made fun of me for dating a white man, so I'm not going to talk about black issues. It was like, huh?
I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, love who you want to love. It's cool, but like I said, when you are in big positions in times like this, you got to be a leader. You have to speak truth to
You have
power.
to be bigger than that, honestly.
And big to that, and say all right, there are other black women or black girls who look up to me. So let me say something, or let me say it and denounce this racism and denounce this police brutality in my stature, because maybe one day, these same girls who look up to me might want to be in a position that I am. So I want them to aspire to try to do that. Because if Cody says she's the only, black woman or black person in that position, that's a problem. That means that wrestling as a whole needs to diversify from the top up. And I think that everybody has been saying that, and rightfully been getting dragged on. All these companies and these industries have been getting dragged on Twitter. That there aren't people at the top at these wrestling companies who aren't black or who aren't of people of color, and that's an issue, especially when you have storylines that are getting written. And like you said, I think WWE has been getting better at it, because we've been getting better characters. Because let me tell you something, in the 90s, that shit was rough. All right, Godfather, you know what I mean? Things
New Jack, Jim Cornette exploiting racial tension and getting New Jack over that way.
New Jack is just being himself.
Yeah, and then Cornette kind of exploited that, and it was just like, oh yeah, we can like definitely use this black person to do what to really get heat.
The end of WCW, like think of that, like they had damn like pinata on a pole matches, like with like Mexican wrestlers. That shit is still wild to me. That like when Vince Russo did that, like that's still wild to me.
Vince Russo is a monster, is an animal.
Like, I mean, it's just when I watched it when I was younger, I didn't really. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah, because you're watching two dudes fight for a pinata.
It wasn't two dudes though. It was like a number of Mexican wrestlers, and like I remember Juventud Guerrera, not only winning, but like them making fun of JR. And him yelling over like pinata, pinata. I'm like, oh my god! Like I watched it like going back in the network, and I'm like, this shit is crazy. This shit is like mad problematic. I can't believe that they aired this. Like,
well, at the time,
well, Vince
big racist in the office.
Yeah, Vince Russo. We can do a whole episode on like problematic Vince Russo storylines. Like you did Brawl for All, so like with spot callers, but you can do like stuff from TNA and all this other stuff. But going into that, it's time for our predictions. It's time for the NXT Takeover in Your House predictions. This is a damn good card from top to bottom. I'm loving it. Let's start right here because this match that they added at the end, I personally love, and I think I'm going to choose this as my show stealer here. Mia Yim, Tegan Knox, and Shotzi Blackheart versus Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with the faces here. Actually, no. I'm going to go with the heels here.
Okay.
Real reason.
I'm gonna make two predictions. One a match prediction and what's gonna happen. Shotzi is gonna do something crazy. Shotzi is gonna jump off something. It's gonna be like
nobody's gonna catch her.
I hope so. But like, it's either gonna be a barricade, the stage, something like that, where she's gonna jump and like land on like all 5 people or whatever. But I think that the faces are gonna win. I think Mia, Tegan, and Shotzi are going to win here. And then,
I don't know. I still see Tegan sort of on her way out, so I'm just like, it's just a countdown to the end, I guess.
Where do you think that Dakota goes after this, man? Because if you look at like previous shows, like I think we talked about Dakota being like a challenger eventually to like Charlotte or whoever was going to hold the title, or Rhea.
Like I said it 2 weeks ago. As long as Charlotte is champion, I don't see a lot of women going like up the card.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be. It's going to be Charlotte is getting all her wins back, boy. And she's like, all right, remember all those big matches I lost and didn't win the title? Well, guess what? Getting them all back,
baby. So yeah, I don't know what's next for Dakota. Do they do continuation from War Games where Rhea Ripley didn't put her on the team? Boo hoo! Like, are we like get over it? Like I didn't get picked for the kickball team. Like, girl, that was like 5 months ago.
Oh man! Next match: Finn Balor versus Damian Priest.
Isn't that Cameron Grimes?
Come on, man! Cameron Grimes don't get takeover matches.
I'm gonna go with Priest with interference from Grimes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Priest too. I think Priest needs a big win.
Much needed.
Tommaso Ciampa versus Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross, baby.
This match is going to bang, I think. This match is going to be brutal. There's probably going to be some blood in it. It would make sense for Karrion Kross to win. You know what I mean? Like Tommaso,
Yeah.
And I don't think this feud is going to be over either. I think that like this will be like
Oh yeah, it can keep going.
Yeah, this is going to be either the first of three, or they're going to have another one. But it would make total sense for Karrion Kross to win. NXT Women's Championship: Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. This shit is going to be the tough one.
Hey man, please. The stars need to align. All I want for Christmas is for Io to win this match.
So is that your final, as they say in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, is that your final answer?
Yes. Absolutely. Charlotte beat Asuka on Raw for some reason. Come on.
Charlotte is on her, like, Akuma stuff right now. Like, she's NXT champion, going to brands and beating, except for Bayley, she's beating everybody else.
Yeah, she's a big road warrior. Yeah, man, I'm really hoping for an EO here.
I'm going to be practical. I'm going to pick Charlotte. Because, like, I mean, I want EO to win too, but I think if EO if she doesn't have a, like, proper NXT Women's Championship thing where it's, like, more than, like, a few weeks, it makes more sense to, like, move her to Raw or SmackDown where she's needed and she can actually get a title or something like that. I
think Charlotte has done some good stuff. Like, you know, putting Mia Yim over, like, that was really nice of her. Like, you know, doing the thing for Chelsea Green. Like, all right, you fulfilled your community service hours. Get the fuck off the brand.
I don't think that she's going to... I probably should have asked who's going to take the pin. And I think Rhea is going to take the pin. But then again, nah. You know what? I think Io is going to take the pin, because if they do Charlotte and Rhea, the rematch, and Rhea wins, like, you can't have her lose. So, like, it may be Io's. I know it may be Io sitting off of her, like, eating the pin. Unfortunately.
I don't know. After that video package on Wednesday with all three competitors, I don't care about Rhea Ripley, man. I really don't.
Well, she wakes up at 5 a.m.
Like, I woke up at 5 a.m. and then, you know, I kept thinking about that L at Soka at WrestleMania. And I was just like, yeah, that's cool.
Well, they were, like, pushing the whole, like, she's trying to, like, work her way.
She's trying to get back her swag, but it's just like, that's cool, man. Like, I don't want to see another woman side, or, you know, another woman not shine because they wanted to get Rhea Ripley over. Like, they already screwed that up with Bianca Belair. So I don't care about Rhea Ripley anymore.
Damn. North American Championship: Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano.
Keith Lee. Does Gargano need to be 2-time?
I don't think that you would have. It would be weird for me. Okay, if you're doing this whole, like, Gargano heel thing, for Gargano to win and have Keith Lee chase wouldn't make sense to me.
This very huge man to chase this child.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I want my title back.
And I ain't gonna sit right with me, man. Let Gargano just be just a chicken shit heel. Just let him do that. That loses. Like, he could be NXT's Miz. You know, let him do that.
I don't think that Johnny's going anywhere, though. I have a feeling I'm gonna go with Johnny winning. Actually, it's gonna be underhanded. It's gonna be sneaky because obviously he can't overpower Keith Lee. But I got Gargano winning for some reason.
Well, if Adam Cole is too small for NXT. Gargano, I mean, is too small to be Universal Champion. I don't know what the hell Johnny Gargano going to do on on Raw or SmackDown.
Then, if you have Keith Lee lose and Velveteen Dream presumably is moving up and not winning the title, you can have Keith Lee beat Adam Cole.
Oh, have him move up to the next title?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
And then, like, have Keith Lee be your NXT champion from beating Adam Cole until he leaves, you know? Because, like, you know, if you believe the report, like, Velveteen Dream is moving on.
I wouldn't be mad at that if that's the end game, but that's wishful booking. So I'm still going to go with Keith Lee.
Last match, NXT Championship, Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream in a backlot brawl.
Adam Cole.
I'm going to... if you would have asked me this 3 weeks ago, well, a month ago, I would be Velveteen Dream 100%. Asking me this right now, as we are recording, I'm going Adam Cole. I just don't think...
Man, there's a very big stink on Velveteen right now, and...
Let's just say there's a huge cloud hovering over
and will I hover that over his head for a while? Or, you know, forever? Yeah, probably. Will I say he has a good match? Like, yeah, but, you know, the whole thing is kind of bad.
So I'm definitely going to go with you, and Adam Cole retains in this backlot brawl, which is taped already.
Whatever it could be.
Let's talk about these shows real fast before we get out of here. Let's start with NXT. How do you feel about the Drake Maverick storyline? So, El Hijo del Fantasma, he's obviously our new interim NXT Cruiserweight Champion, so congratulations to him. But at the end, everybody gave Drake a standing ovation, and then Triple H comes out and gives him a contract. A lot of people were upset about this.
I can definitely see both sides. So you say that you're fighting to get your job back, and then you lose, and you still get your job back. Only a white man could do that. Also, I feel like this Phantasma, this is like his moment. You know, he just won his first big title in the WWE, and then Drake's whole like storyline kind of overshadowed that. And I just feel like you wouldn't really have that problem if you would have just gave him the title and then just have him lose it, lose it to Kushida in the future, or you know, just have him win. You know, I just felt like it really took away from Phantasma moment, and he's interim champion. So whenever Jordan Devlin can come back and fight for his title, he will, I guess. But nah. Also, the match was not that good.
Looked like Phantasma was like really trying to. He was trying his hardest to work with Drake, and Drake just wasn't on his game.
Phantasma was going like 180, and then Drake is like really trying to do his storyline, crying and screaming and all that. And I'm just like, girl, please.
I think that with this match, like when Drake did that whole like video and like they said he was going to be in the tournament, I knew right from the get-go, I'm like, dude, this dude is going to stay. Like, it's just, like I just like put myself in that mind frame. I think that it was a great storyline and execution. I think it was also kind of in poor taste. Both of them can be true. I think, certain people like Leo Rush voices displeasure with the storyline, even though, like, I think Leo wanted to retire anyway from wrestling. So I don't know. I mean, he has every right to be mad. It's just that, like,
why are you mad though? Like, why is he mad though?
Well, I would rather him, like, honestly, to begin with, I would rather him kind of leave NXT and WWE anyway, because it seemed like he was kind of spinning his wheels. But like, it's just, I mean, it depends on what side you are on. I like from the get go, I was like, this dude ain't leaving. Like, this dude is gonna be right back in the WWE. Like, As soon as I'm like, oh, he's in the tournament? All right, cool. He's either winning or they're going to give him the contract. I agree with you, the whole thing that, like, when they did that whole contract ceremony, Phantasma winning the title was just an afterthought, which I thought was not, I don't think that was cool. So, like, yeah. Breezango's back. They won it. Yeah,
random.
They won. Yeah, that was really random. I was like, damn, like, Fandango kind of, like, healed up quick. They are your new number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team titles. So it looks like it's going to be them in the share with Malcolm Bivens and Imperium in the feud for the titles. What do you feel about that? Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan always get the short end of the stick, man.
Yeah, I don't get why they did that with them, but I mean, I don't know, because like I want to say that, you know, just give Brit and Brawlers the title shot and just have them lose. But then it was just like, you know, maybe you use Breezango, or, you know, just have him lose. Just have Breezango lose, but, you know, make Imperium look really good. But why'd you do the video package with Orny Lorcan and you know, Danny Burch doing the whole thing at the bar, you know, really getting in touch with each other and stuff like that, just to, like, not capitalize on it yet, at least. If they capitalize it on it later in the future and they get the title, then that's cool. But, like, right now, I'm just like, why?
Yeah, I mean, Imperium winning and holding the titles, like, I thought it was cool. Breezango kind of, like I said, like, I'm a fan of Burch and Lorcan. And I'm like, when are they finally going to give these dudes a title run for the tag team championships? They're just not doing it. But in the share, I think is going to be the next one that they build to kind of be the powerhouses of that tag team division, and eventually beat everybody and win the tag titles. So we will see. That would be good to see more of Malcolm Bivens, right?
Yeah, but do Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch lose like a number one contenders match to those two, and then, you know, then they get their title shot and, like, possibly win in the future? Like, how is this gonna go?
I mean, I was complaining that, like, I thought that NXT didn't have enough tag teams, and now they got 5.
Yeah, now there's too many. Yeah, now there's too many.
So, like, they just got.
And honestly, I was wondering to myself, like, hey man, what happened to? Did they, like, scrap that because you know, Riddle and Thatcher did their thing? Yeah, but we'll see. Well, we see that they're back, and it's just see what they do with them next.
Well, I think that, like, once NXT UK kind of, like, starts up again, you might see more British strong style over here too. Mm-hmm. You could probably see that as well.
Well, I'm seeing Pete Dunne fight for Riddle's honor.
Yeah, but, like, have him do that on SmackDown or something, man. Move Pete to, like, another.
He's small.
Upper brand. Yeah, but, like, come on, man. Like, he's going to be in NXT. He's another, like, elder statesman, and I want to see Pete Dunne fight, like, the Buddy Murphys, the Aleister Blacks, the you know, like, guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that. Last thing, though, Aaliyah. Okay. Aaliyah took an L to Santana Garrett. It looks like the Rob Stone brand is over.
Entertainment 720 of wrestling, it's over. Chelsea Green got a big win, and then, you know, decided to ditch Rob Stone, and then looks like she's really ditching him and going to SmackDown. But them trying to do some stuff with Aaliyah, I guess. Don't care.
I mean, she's trying. I don't
care.
I just don't. Wasn't she
I don't
on
know
Raw
what-
this week?
Hey man, I'm not gonna have no hope for Aaliyah, bro. So,
I mean,
think,
the
like,
Robert
for me,
Stone
that's
brand,
overrated.
he needs new management or something like that, man. Like, he needs to reconvene because it's looking...
Tom Phillips made a very good point. You have a brand with one client. Does anybody see the bad business practice in that?
Yeah, I'm like, like, once you had Chelsea, right, you weren't thinking about adding somebody else? Like, when you think about adding to and strengthen the brand a little bit?
You should have hit up Aaliyah sooner, bro. She was clearly interested. You didn't have nobody else to take up the spot.
Man, I don't know. It's just,
Have other managers, so there could be more than one talent on the brand. But if there's a totem pole, if there's an NXT totem pole, it's
Robert
Aaliyah,
Stone ain't on it.
Santana Garrett, and possibly Bronson Reed.
Oh yeah, aka Thick Boy. I was like, what the
They've been calling him Thick Boy a long time, and
he got beat up, man, by Karrion Kross. I'm like, yo, like, do something with this dude, man. Like, his, like, I think somebody said, like, he got beat up because his nickname is Thick Boy.
I'm surprised he hasn't had a match with Keith Lee yet. Keith Lee should do like some open challenge thing and then have Bronson Reed come through and lose again, but look good.
Yes, sir. Like the Limitless one versus Thick Boy. All right.
Limitlessly thick.
Jeez.
Let them come together for a tag team, bro.
Limitless thick. Oh man. Yeah, that was NXT. Let's let's move in and talk a little bit about AEW. This show, I thought was alright overall. Like, it wasn't anything that I thought that it was brilliant. We did learn that they are doing Firefest, but it's going to be 2 nights, July 1st and July 8th. It's going to be on regular Dynamite. I think one of the first matches they announced, obviously, is going to be Mox versus Brian Cage.
Which,
and then they have
that
Kenny
don't
Omega.
even sound good on paper.
And then Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus Best Friends. That's going to be the other match.
Oh boy, they have a job to do with the Best Friends.
I mean, so do I think Brian Cage? It's weird. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. I mentioned, and I've said this over and over again for a couple of weeks, like, AEW needs to find out what the hell to do with all the guys that they have gotten, because everybody's in multiple storylines. So you got Mox and Cage. Obviously, they're going for the title, right? Then on the same show, they interviewed Darby Allin, and he obviously wants revenge on Cage. So I'm like, okay, this is tipping me off that Brian Cage is going to lose against Mox.
And then start feuding with Darby.
Yeah. Like, I think that AEW, one of the criticisms that I have is that they tease new feuds too fast. Like, it's just like, all right, cool. Like, we're going to get to, I think, if they do the match on July 8th, Brian Cage is going to take the L. Brian Cage is going to move on, and he's going to feud with Darby Allin for a little bit. You know what I mean?
And then whoever Moxley jobs next, possibly Jungle Boy.
Or probably MJF. Maybe. I don't know.
No, that sounds like an awful match.
I don't know. Big Swole made her return, too, this week. She fought Nyla Rose. Again, here we are again. Nyla Rose won. They still put her over as the most dominant dominant female wrestler in AEW, despite losing to Hikaru Shida and her being in the crowd. Here, they're like, hey, welcome back. Tony's like, hey, welcome back. You took the L, but, like, you were away from
Yeah, we're still interviewing you for some reason, but Yeah.
But that leads
how you feel it?
But that leads into a feud with Britt, with her throne and then her charging the ring. Britt's not going to be back until September. So, like, how are you going to keep until, like, All Out? So you got to keep the feud with her and Big Swole going until then. It's crazy to me.
You don't. And then, AEW is going to be doing a callback. And then the people that hate NXT for, or criticize NXT for doing callbacks are going to be mad silent right now. They had Big Swole come back after a rough media weekend, and she loses.
I don't get it.
Not invested in Swole at all, not in the slightest. So, and then her going to feud with Britt Baker, who won't be back till September. Yawn, whatever, don't care. Like, why are you guys even doing this?
Other notable things before we get out of here. Obviously, FTR, otherwise known as the Revival or the Revolt, had an interview with Tony Schiavone. Of course, they name dropped like Butcher and Blade, Santana, Ortiz, Lucha Brothers, Omega and Page. They did, but obviously the scope was on the Young Bucks, who they said they wanted when they were healthy, and it's obviously that makes sense because you don't want to like milk that match right now. I would do that All Out. You don't want to like burn that match on a Fire Fest and stuff like that. But next week they're going to fight Butcher and Blade. Seems like unfortunately like these guys are going to be getting jobbed for FTR.
We asked, hey, they haven't been seen for a while. You should probably like establish this team, and then they'll be established as jobbers, like they always have been. So here we are.
Ah, man, what'd you think about? Okay, so the finale for this episode was Cody versus Jungle Boy. This was weird to me because Cody was bleeding. It feels like every other match he has color.
Hey, he didn't bleed at Double or Nothing, which was amazing to see. Maybe Lance Archer really ain't about it.
Jungle Boy and like MJF are jaw-jacking. So I'm like, okay, is MJF going to go after Cody after like he gives this open challenge thing? Or is he going to feud with Jungle Boy? But they end their match and like they hug. They have fireworks. I'm like, all right, like we know that Jungle Boy is obviously with Darby and MJF is like their guys. And hopefully like Mark Quinn too. They're guys that they're going to push because they're young guys that are going to push. It's just weird that they had like the end, like they had like this pop and circumstance where like Jurassic Express comes out and they all like hug each other and like it's the end. I don't know.
I don't see Jungle Boy in the position of a Darby Allin or a Sammy Guevara. I think they've done much more and better work with those two. But everybody jokes that Cody wants to be Triple H or like similar to Triple H, this, and the third. And I think, if he didn't do this, it would be seen as like he's burying Jungle Boy. So that's why they had to do the smoke and mirrors and all the bells and whistles at the end. And it's just like, whatever. I rolled my eyes because the match wasn't that good. So it didn't really warrant all the fireworks and all that stuff anyway. So it was whatever. But I guess to celebrate the first TNT whatever title defense, I see it for what it really is. I see you for the fool that you are.
Well, I hope that, like, with this title, Cody's just not beating every single one of the young guys. Like, I understand, like, you're trying to put them over somehow and, like, you're trying to showcase them. But, like, does it really work when you're beating every single one of them? Like, Mark Quinn is not going to win next week. Like, let's be honest.
I don't even know why he's getting a match. Oh well, I guess the other one, the other person in
Isaiah Cassidy.
Isaiah Cassidy. Yeah, I guess he's injured, so gotta have a match somehow.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought that like Mark was the guy that was injured, but I guess he's good that he's okay. Next week, Cabana versus Sammy Guevara. You also have
don't want to see that.
Santana, Ortiz, and Hager versus the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. And John Moxley is going to be on AEW Dark this week. So
that's cool. That's cool.
I mean, I don't know if our favorite wrestler and friend of the show, Luther, is going to be on there.
I was going to tweet something earlier today, and I was just like, people were saying that AEW shouldn't just hire black talent because they're black. You know, like, are they good enough to be on the show? Like that's the thing that constantly gets said a lot. But hey, they hired Luther,
Bro, Luther is a deathmatch legend. We've talked about this before, man. Like,
they hired Luther,
legend.
Bro. Any black wrestler is better than Luther, bro.
Bro, I can't, like, deathmatch legend, and I cannot find previous matches. Listen, if you are listening to this and you have, like, next week
Luther knowledge.
Okay, so next week on the show, we will have a segment where we will look at the best matches that you send us. We'll do our own research too, but if you send us stuff, we'll watch Luther matches and we'll like kind of rank what we think. Come on, man! Like, you watch death matches all the time anyway. First of all, I don't think that anybody's going to do this because you can't find them. And then, like, so if you send us, like, we will talk about it on the show next week because I've been looking and you know, like, I would think that the Deathmatch Legend catalog would be more readily available for somebody who has such a title. So, I don't know. One more funny thing before we go. Sean Spears getting yelled at by Tully Blanchard. He got an earful. Ah, man. So, apparently we're doing another...
What did you think about having me on your boxers? So it
looks like we're doing another rebrand with Sean Spears and his character.
Count me out. I don't want to seem overly negative on the show because I did enjoy it this week. Like everything, like I enjoyed like the story bits. Didn't really enjoy much of the wrestling. No, I didn't enjoy the wrestling, but the story bits was really nice. But this, count me out. There is nothing you can do to make me invested in Sean Spears at this point.
I mean, they're trying, man. Like, they're trying. Tully Blanchard came back from the shadows and is now like.
I will commend them for not giving up. They spent the money, and you know they're going to try to work with the investment that they made. God bless them for that, but I'm not. No, I'm really
good luck, and good luck and good luck and God bless. Yeah. That is our show for this week. We hope that everybody is safe. We hope that everybody, if you're protesting, please take care of yourselves. Watch out for each other because it is crazy out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, authorities not caring, and you see nightly the videos of brutality and like breaking curfew. Just please be careful. And please be mindful that COVID-19 is still a thing. Please don't listen to all these statuses saying like, oh, what happened to COVID? We're still in the first wave and cases are increasing. So please wear a mask, watch out for each other, take care of yourself. Even if you aren't protesting and getting involved, please keep on speaking, keep getting this out there. It affects us all. You know what I mean? Like, it is not a fad. Black people is not a fad for you to just do a social media challenge for, and for y'all to like forget about us. Like, we're all in this together. So the fight for racism is not just going to end after Blackout Tuesday happens. This is going to be, especially for most of us and a lot of people, a lot of us in RNC, a lifetime fight. So, like, if you are really about it, you're in this for a lifetime. So,
yeah. You're either in for a long haul or you're racist. I'm in for the long haul, baby. It's kind of an easy decision.
As always, you can follow us at our Twitter at RNC Radio Live and our Instagram. We have a new episode of the Mount Silver podcast. Talk about Viridian City and Team Rocket. Mm-hmm. We have a special edition of the A Show where Meals and Justin also talk about the social unrest and how they kind of looked at the world and pro wrestling. It's a really good episode. Everybody should listen to that. Mm-hmm. Really good episode. Also have a new episode of The Lookout where they continue to talk about My Hero Academia. A new episode of It's a Challenge. Listen, if you guys need an escape from all the unrest, because I know that a lot of us are tired, a lot of us are battling and on E right now. Mm-hmm. If you just need an escape for an hour or two, we are here for you over in RNC Radio. So, like, take care of yourself, man. Take care of each other. Watch NXT TakeOver. We will be back next week to talk about that. We'll talk about the Luther thing and whatever crazy things that we come up with. All right, guys, take care.